in the wild corners of our world, where nature's forces come together in their most amazing forms, vast lands stretch out, still ruled by old survival laws. Here, deep in thick rainforests, across wild plains, between rocky coastlines hit by storms and in faraway river deltas, kingdoms rule where only giants dare to challenge them. These aren't creatures from myths or nightmares, but living giants of flesh and bone, shaped by thousands of years of change to become the best hunters. Their thick skin shows the marks of time, and their strong muscles tell stories of endless battles for survival. In these worlds, giant predators rule with scary skill, showing their power over everyone else on land or in water. Every step, every move is carefully planned, because every moment can mean life or death. We will go on this journey through hot tropical forests, where trees tangle and hide countless secrets, and on dry islands baked by the sun that test how tough creatures are, and across muddy riverbanks full of life and danger, all the way to the deep blue oceans where terror hides in the shadows. Here we will meet 4 of the most amazing and biggest reptiles and water giants on Earth: the green anaconda, the Komodo dragon, the saltwater crocodile, and the great white shark. Each one holds secrets of strength, cleverness, and how they adapt to the toughest conditions. Each of them is a top predator, the undisputed master of its home, and a key part of the delicate balance of life on Earth. Their presence decides the fate of other species and reshapes ecosystems with every hunt and every fight. Their huge size is the first thing that makes you feel wonder and fear, dimensions that seem to belong to the age of dinosaurs, when the Earth was full of giant creatures. Their massive bodies demand attention and remind us that nature still holds its ancient power. From the crushing coils of the world's heaviest snake, the green anaconda, which wraps around its prey with merciless force, drowning it in muddy waters until its last breath fades, to the bone-crushing jaws of the largest reptile, the saltwater crocodile, which waits patiently in shallow water, then strikes like lightning to finish the fight in an instant. These animals push the limits of what's possible in biology, showing off their muscle power, quick reactions, and ability to adapt to every challenge the environment throws at them. But their power isn't just about size or muscles. It also includes tactical smarts and an amazing ability to understand their surroundings, choosing the perfect moment to attack or defend. These creatures have advanced hunting strategies, from silent ambushes to fast chases, and they use every advantage the environment gives them. Their senses are incredibly sharp. Eyes that catch the tiniest movements, tongues that taste the air for a scent, and sensors that pick up vibrations in water or on land. And they have amazing flexibility, which has allowed them to survive after countless other species died out. They adapt to dry spells, handle heat, and travel long distances looking for food or shelter. Their existence is a raw and powerful show of the rules of survival, where patience, strength and instinct come together in a dramatic and often brutal fight for life that happens every day. Every encounter between these giants is a small epic, showing nature's laws without mercy. As we dive into the lives of the green anaconda, the Komodo dragon, the saltwater crocodile, and the great white shark, we'll uncover the complex details of their existence. We'll learn how they hunt, what they eat, and how they interact with their constantly changing environments. We'll see how they overcome tough challenges, from strong river currents to sharp rocks, from rough waves to cold ocean currents, and how they always stay at the top of the food chain. We won't just explore their physical features, but also the amazing behaviors and life cycles that define them. From shedding skin and growing to building nests and raising young, to the complex interactions between individuals of the same kind. These are creatures that have inspired myths and folk tales across cultures, and their scary reputation often hides the important role they play in the environment. In every part of their home, they leave their mark on nature's balance. They're not just monsters, but key regulators of their ecosystems, making sure populations stay healthy and in check, preventing prey from overpopulating and keeping life diverse. This journey is your window into a world beyond fear, a world of amazing complexity where nature's genius is seen in every detail of these top predators. Their fierceness isn't evil, but a necessity forced by an environment where only the strongest and smartest survive. Every behavior, every adaptation is a direct response to life's harsh challenges. By looking closely at their lives, we discover the raw beauty and hard logic of the natural world, where there's no room for weakness, and where only those who master the art of survival thrive. These giants are proof of how strong evolution is, silent rulers of their ancient kingdoms, and a living reminder that the wild is still alive and thrives by its own rules on our amazing planet. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, where giant trees tangle together and thick mist covers the ground, lives the green serpent queen, the Anaconda. She lives in a world full of life and mystery. The green anaconda is the biggest snake on Earth. It can grow over 9 meters long and weigh up to 250 kilograms. This makes it a symbol of power and control in its natural home. Its huge body is covered in olive-green skin with large black spots. This gives it amazing camouflage among water plants and algae. It can disappear from sight in the shadows and light that peeks through the trees. The anaconda keeps growing throughout its life, getting bigger as it gets older. It becomes a living legend in the deep rivers and swamps, where few creatures dare to come close. Anacondas live in swamps, ponds and calm streams in the heart of South America. They like areas with lots of water and thick plants, which give them cover and perfect chances to hunt. The anaconda is a true semi-aquatic animal. It spends most of its life in or near water, where the water supports its huge weight. It moves smoothly through calm currents and floating plants, but on land its huge size makes it slow and clumsy. It looks heavy and awkward, and it's more open to dangers in the forest. In the water, the anaconda becomes a silent hunter. It waits quietly under the surface, using its natural camouflage and long patience. This makes it the undisputed master of ambushes. Its eyes and nostrils are on top of its head. This lets it stay almost completely underwater while it watches its surroundings and breathes without being seen. Every part of its body is made for living in this water world. It swims strongly and quietly, ruling its environment as one of the fiercest predators in the Amazon. Unlike many other snakes, the green anaconda doesn't have fangs or venom. It relies completely on its huge body strength to hunt and defend itself. Its strong muscles are its main weapon. It wraps around its prey with incredible force, using its body as a merciless squeezing tool. When animals come close to the water's edge, whether they are capybaras, deer or small caimans, the anaconda waits silently. Then it bursts from its hiding place with amazing speed to surprise its prey. It grabs its prey with strong jaws lined with sharp, backward-curved teeth made to hold on tight and prevent escape. It immediately starts to coil its muscular body around the prey in its famous squeezing move. The pressure gets stronger with each movement and breath out from the prey. It's a silent and fierce battle, where the power of nature is shown in its best form. The anaconda turns into a squeezing machine that knows no mercy. With each breath out from the prey, the anaconda tightens its grip even more until the pressure is too much. It stops the flow of air and blood, which quickly leads to the prey losing consciousness. The anaconda doesn't aim to crush bones, but to stop breathing and blood flow. This causes a quick death for the prey and lowers the risk of resistance or injury. After the struggle ends, the anaconda starts to swallow its prey. This takes amazing flexibility and a lot of patience. The anaconda can open its jaw up to 150 degrees. It slowly starts to swallow the prey whole, using its strong throat muscles and wavy movement. This amazing sight can last for hours, showing its place as the undisputed queen of the Amazon's waterworld. After eating a huge meal, the green anaconda goes into one of the most delicate and mysterious parts of its life. Deep in the thick rainforests, where trees are tangled and the ground is covered in water, the anaconda picks a quiet, hidden spot to start its long and complicated digestion process. The anaconda often slithers to a sunny spot where sunlight peeks through the thick tree leaves and warms its huge body. Heat is super important because it speeds up digestion and gives the snake the energy it needs to break down its massive prey. During this time, the anaconda might stay almost completely still, only moving a little to adjust its position or avoid danger. This quiet state can last from a few days to weeks, depending on how big the prey it swallowed was. During this time, the anaconda is at its most vulnerable. Its full body makes it slow to move, and it becomes open to any threats in its natural home. Inside its body, the strong digestive system works hard, releasing enzymes and acids to break down every part of the prey, the meat, skin, and even the fur. Very little waste is left from this process, as even the bones break down and turn into nutrients that help the anaconda grow and get strong. In the wild, green anacondas usually live between 10 to 12 years, but in protected places they can live for over 30 years, making them one of the longest-living reptiles in the world. Even though they are one of the fiercest predators, young anacondas face many dangers. When they are young, small anacondas are a target for many predators in the jungle. The jaguar, king of the wetlands, is the anaconda's most dangerous enemy. It has huge strength and sharp smarts, and can track the snake even in the most hidden spots. When it attacks, the jaguar bites the anaconda's skull precisely, crushing its brain in an instant, ending the life of this silent giant. The giant black caiman, master of the dark waters, is another opponent for the anaconda. With its length of over 5 meters and strong jaws, the black caiman can defeat even the biggest anacondas. But the relationship between the anaconda and these predators isn't one-sided. The anaconda itself hunts baby caimans, creating a complicated cycle of conflict and balance in the ecosystem. The anaconda's name is wrapped in mystery and legend. For a long time, it's been linked to stories about giant creatures living deep in rivers and forests. Some legends say the name comes from a Sinhala word meaning thunder snake, hinting at its power and speed. Others link it to the word elephant killer in Tamil languages. Maybe early traders gave these names to the anaconda after hearing stories about snakes that could kill elephants, even though these stories are often over the top. In South America, Spanish settlers called it Matador or bull killer, referring to its legendary strength and ability to defeat the strongest animals. Through generations, the legends about the anaconda grew, with tales of giant snakes over 15 meters long, able to swallow any creature that came near their waters. Folk stories and media help solidify the anaconda's image as a legendary monster, causing both fear and wonder, and showing the untamed power of nature. In reality, the anaconda is a solitary creature, living alone in swamps and rivers, and playing a super important role in keeping the rainforest ecosystem balanced. It controls the number of prey, stops diseases from spreading, and helps with the natural life cycle of the forest. Deep in the dark rivers, the anaconda remains a symbol of mystery and power, a legendary creature hiding in the shadows, rarely seen, but always present in the jungle's legends. With this legendary and environmental role, the green anaconda remains one of nature's greatest wonders, a true giant that shows the wildness and beauty of wildlife in the heart of the Amazon. In the dry, sun-baked islands of Komodo, Rinca and Flores in southern Indonesia, There, in these faraway lands, lives a creature that is like an open window to ancient times, millions of years ago. It's the Komodo dragon, a creature right out of old history books. It carries the secrets of the dinosaur age in its genes, and it's a living picture of a lost world that only exists now in fossils and stories. The Komodo dragon is the biggest and heaviest lizard on Earth. It's a creature that has changed over millions of years to become the unchallenged ruler of its home. It's a living example of an old line of giant reptiles that ruled the planet in prehistoric times. Its ancient look, from its huge head to its sharp eyes and tough skin, tells a story of a long journey of change and a fight to survive in harsh, unforgiving places. This creature can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh up to 200 pounds, making it a true example of the huge reptiles that roamed the earth in ancient times. Its huge size is just one of its secrets to staying alive. Its body holds many ways it has changed to help it last through time. Its body is covered in thick, armoured skin made of strong scales called osteoderms. These are like leftovers from its old ancestors, working as a natural shield to protect it from injuries and dangers. It has a huge, strong tail and powerful legs, perfect tools for moving in rough places, defending itself and attacking prey. And its long, curved claws are made for digging in dry ground and holding prey tightly, showing its past as an ancient hunter. Its old-fashioned look, without a doubt, reminds us of times when giant reptiles ruled the earth, when the world was full of dangers and tough challenges. The Komodo dragon is a living piece of that lost world, carrying the echo of the dinosaur age in every move and every look. Its home today is just as harsh as the one its ancestors lived in. The hot sun, dry grasslands and rough hills are a constant challenge to stay alive. In this tough place, the dragons show how strong they are, as they adapt to little water and food and use every chance to survive. On the edges of the tropical forests and in the middle of the grasslands, these creatures move carefully, watching their surroundings and looking for prey. Komodo dragons are the top predators in their natural homes, with no other creature to challenge them. They have been at the top of the food chain for thousands of years. Their control over their environment didn't just happen. It's the result of millions of years of natural selection and adapting to changes in weather and nature. Their ability to handle extreme heat and little resources has made them a symbol of strength in the face of harsh nature. Their slow and careful walk might seem lazy, but it's actually a way to survive. It saves energy and lets them suddenly pounce when needed, and when it's time to hunt, they can run surprisingly fast, up to 12 miles per hour for short distances. This sudden speed, even though it's short, gives them a deadly edge when attacking prey. However, dragons prefer to be patient and wait. They are ambush hunters who rely on hiding and long waits. Their hunting method is a marvel of evolution, relying not on chasing but on a sudden, effective attack. They wait in the shadows, hidden among plants, and wait for unaware prey to pass by. Their legendary patience allows them to stay still for many hours, until the prey is close enough. They wait silently, watching every move and waiting for the right moment to pounce. Their prey is varied, from deer to wild pigs and even huge water buffalo, all falling victim to this ancient predator. And when the moment comes, the dragon lunges with huge force, delivering one deadly bite. The Komodo dragon's mouth is a unique evolutionary weapon. It has about 60 sharp, curved teeth like blades, made to tear flesh and cause deep wounds. These teeth are always replaced throughout the dragon's life, so they stay sharp and ready to hunt. Their job isn't to crush, but to cut and tear, which makes the attack even more effective. Every bite leaves a deep wound and starts a series of deadly things happening in the body. What really makes the Komodo dragon special is its hidden weapon, the chemical warfare it uses on its victims. Its drool isn't just normal liquid, but a complex mix of poisons and chemicals that have changed over millions of years. For years, people thought its drool was full of deadly germs, but studies showed there's a special poison it makes through special glands in its lower jaw. This poison has changed to be a deadly tool, causing a quick drop in the prey's blood pressure, stopping blood from clotting and leading to bad internal bleeding. The poison gets into the deep wounds made by the teeth and starts working right away in the victim's body. Every bite is the beginning of the end for the prey, as bad bleeding and body shock start. The strong poisons cause a quick breakdown in body functions, leaving the prey unable to fight back. The huge bleeding stops any chance of getting away and makes every attack a sure end. The prey quickly goes into shock, and its strength fails against this old predator. In the end, the poison speeds up the victim's death, proving that the Komodo dragon is truly a living piece of a lost world, a creature that changed to survive, carrying in every cell of its body the legacy of millions of years of survival and struggle. When a Komodo dragon attacks its prey, it all starts with just one bite, but it's a bite that carries sure death. Its strong jaw clamps down on the victim's body, and its sharp, saw-like teeth sink into the flesh, tearing skin and muscle with amazing ease. But the real danger lies in what this bite carries, a deadly mix of venom and bacteria. The venom the Komodo dragon releases slows down blood clotting, lowers blood pressure, and sends the prey into quick shock. Even if the victim manages to escape after the first attack, its deep wounds will bleed non-stop, and dangerous bacteria living in the dragon's mouth will start to invade the wound, causing a fatal infection. After the bite, the dragon doesn't chase its prey right away. Instead, it starts a game of waiting and patience. It tracks its prey through forests and savannas, relying on an amazing sense of smell that lets it pick up even the tiniest scents. It flicks its long, yellow, forked tongue out, picking up scent particles from the air and moving them to its Jacobson's organ on the roof of its mouth. This is a super advanced sensory tool that lets it figure out smells with amazing accuracy. A Komodo dragon can smell blood or rotting meat from up to 5 kilometers away. This means it can track its injured prey for many hours or even days until it finally falls from bleeding or infection. The victim's death is often slow and painful as its strength slowly fades under the effect of the venom, blood loss, and the bacterial infection spreading through its body. When the prey finally falls, the dragon doesn't waste time getting to it. The strong smell often brings other dragons from the area, and a fierce group feast begins. The group-eating scene is a wild explosion where the dragons fight and push each other, sinking their fangs into the meat and swallowing large pieces quickly and greedily. A Komodo dragon has a flexible skull and a jaw that's loosely connected. This lets it swallow huge pieces of meat without needing to chew them completely, so the food goes down to its stomach easily. Its digestive system is amazingly strong, able to break down bones, hooves, skin and even hair, leaving very little of the prey behind. A single dragon can eat up to 80% of its own weight in one meal, and its belly gets noticeably bigger after the feast. This intense hunger leads to an amazing behavior, eating their own kind. In the middle of the chaos, adults might attack the young or even eat each other if the competition gets too tough. Adult dragons don't think twice about eating young ones because every individual is a possible competitor for food, and there's no room for mercy in their harsh world. Studies show that about 10% of adult dragons' diet is made up of younger individuals of the same species, which makes survival a real challenge for the young ones. To deal with this danger, young dragons have developed an amazing survival plan. As soon as they hatch from the egg, they quickly climb the nearest tree, escaping from the hunting adults. They spend their first few years of life high in the trees, safe from the adult's fangs, and learn how to stay hidden and careful. The young ones eat insects, lizards and bird eggs, and they always stay alert for any danger coming from below until they are strong and big enough to face life on the ground. The Komodo dragon's ancient look and its reputation as a ruthless killer have made it a symbol of legend and fear in the animal world, and a source of inspiration for many stories. In its natural home, the dragon rules its environment without question. It's the top predator, fearing no one but its own kind. Thanks to its strength, venom, and unique survival strategies, the Komodo dragon remains one of the greatest survivors in the reptile world, and one of the most terrifying hunters on Earth. The Komodo dragon is a living reminder of prehistoric times, a true king of its isolated kingdom, combining venom, patience, and brute force to remain the undisputed master of its harsh world. The saltwater crocodile is a living example of power and control in the reptile world. It's an amazing creature that has changed over millions of years to survive in tough and changing places. This animal isn't just a predator, it's the undisputed king of the waterways, showing its power to everyone who shares its home. The saltwater crocodile can adapt really well. It can easily move between fresh rivers, salty swamps, thick mangrove forests, and even river mouths where fresh and salty water mix. This ability to live in different places gives it a huge advantage. It can use many different food sources and avoid fighting directly with other animals. Not only that, but this giant has been seen travelling hundreds of miles across the open ocean, using ocean currents to move between islands and distant coastlines. This special ability to travel long distances has allowed it to live in a huge area, from the coasts of India and Southeast Asia to Papua New Guinea and the northern shores of Australia. In every place it enters, the saltwater crocodile takes complete control. It's not just a visitor, it quickly becomes the dominant creature that all other animals fear. Its huge physical strength, armoured skin and merciless jaws all make it a tough opponent. The cleverness of this predator lies in its patient plan. It's really good at hiding and waiting. It stays still for hours or even days, perfectly hidden among the mud and water plants, almost becoming part of the environment itself. It's often mistaken for a floating log, which gives it a deadly advantage when it attacks. It watches with amazing patience, waiting for any animal to come close to the water's edge. Its prey is surprisingly varied, from kangaroos and wild pigs to large cattle, and even sharks that dare to come near its territory. And when the time is right, it explodes from the water with lightning speed and destructive force, ending the fight in just a few seconds. Its huge jaws are its main weapon. They can snap shut with the strongest bite force ever measured in any living animal, holding on to its prey without mercy. Once its jaws close, the fight is pretty much over, and the victim is at its mercy. If the prey is very big, the crocodile uses its famous death roll technique. It spins its body and strong tail very fast, creating incredible twisting power. This move leaves the victim no chance. It confuses it, drowns it, and tears it into smaller pieces that are easier to swallow. This brutal and effective method allows the crocodile to defeat animals much bigger and stronger than itself, confirming its place as one of nature's greatest predators. In the end, the saltwater crocodile remains a symbol of absolute power in the world of waterways. No one can compete with its strength, its ability to adapt, or its hunting strategy. It commands respect from everyone who shares this amazing water world. When a saltwater crocodile reaches its full size, it becomes the undisputed master of its environment, facing almost no natural enemies. Its immense strength and its jaw, armed with the most powerful bite in the animal kingdom, make it the undisputed top predator in the rivers and coastal estuaries where it lives. The crocodile sits securely at the top of the food chain, imposing its presence on all creatures that share its home. No other animal dares to challenge its authority. It is the apex predator in the truest sense of the word. Its diet is amazingly broad and opportunistic. It hunts and eats anything it can overpower, from small fish to large mammals and other reptiles. Its diet isn't limited to one type, but changes based on what prey is available, giving it huge flexibility to survive. The crocodile is a top-notch ambush hunter. It spends long hours perfectly still, submerged in the water, with only its eyes and nostrils showing, patiently watching its surroundings. It is also a very territorial creature, fiercely defending its area against any intruder, whether of its own kind or other species. Any creature that gets too close to its territory might face a violent attack, even if it's not potential prey. Its aggressive instinct, along with its physical strength, makes it one of the most dangerous creatures in its natural habitat. It doesn't hesitate to use its massive jaws to defend itself or assert its dominance. The crocodile's intelligence and sensory awareness are often underestimated. It's not just a blind killing machine. It has a high ability to observe and learn from its environment. The crocodile has sharp eyesight that allows it to see in dim light, excellent hearing that picks up the slightest sounds, and a strong sense of smell that detects scents from far away. In addition, its snout is equipped with special pressure sensors called integumentary sensory organs, which can pick up the slightest vibrations in the water. These supersensitive organs allow the crocodile to detect the weakest ripples and pressure changes, even those caused by a small fish's fin movement or an animal's heartbeat swimming nearby. Thanks to these advanced senses, the crocodile can pinpoint its prey with amazing accuracy, even in total darkness or murky water, giving it a huge advantage as a nocturnal and skilled ambush hunter. The crocodile isn't a random hunter. It watches its prey and learns their movement patterns and behavior over time, choosing the perfect moment to attack. In some places, large numbers of crocodiles gather during certain seasons, taking advantage of the abundance of prey crossing shallow rivers, where the power of these creatures in group hunting really shines. During fish migrations, large crocodiles gather in shallow waters, seizing the chance to ambush migrating prey, a scene that shows their skill in using natural resources. In these gatherings, crocodiles show a temporary tolerance for each other when food is plentiful, despite their usual solitary and territorial nature. This temporary group behavior highlights rare social dynamics among these creatures, where they coexist in relative peace as long as resources are abundant. The saltwater crocodile is not just a fierce predator. It's an intelligent creature that adapts to its environment and constantly learns from its experiences. The crocodile plays a key role in keeping the ecosystem balanced. It controls prey numbers and prevents the spread of diseases by preying on weak or sick animals. By preying on a wide range of animals, it helps strengthen the genetic pool of its prey and prevents the decline of the ecosystem's health. The crocodile's long reign, stretching back to the age of dinosaurs, is a testament to its perfect evolutionary design and its ability to adapt to environmental changes over millions of years. It's a true survivor, an armoured beast that has stood the test of time and a timeless symbol of untamed wild nature's power, continuing its dominance as the king of predators in its watery world. In the deep, cold and vast coastal oceans, where currents meet and food chains intertwine, a legendary predator roams the depths, sitting at the top of the food chain without question. This is the great white shark, a creature shaped by millions of years of evolution to become a hunting machine that knows no mercy or mistakes. For 11 million years, the great white shark has gone through tough natural selection, making its body a perfect example in the world of ocean predators. Its muscular, streamlined body, which can grow over 6 meters long and weigh 2.5 tons or more, gives it the ability to move, speed and strength all at once. This giant fish is built like a living missile of muscle and cartilage, able to burst to speeds over 50 kilometers per hour during attacks, using its strong tail and stiff fins to create powerful pushes that let it surprise its prey. Its dark grey on top and bright white on the bottom, known as countershading, is an amazing evolutionary camouflage. From above, its back blends with the shadows of the deep, and from below its belly matches the light from the surface, making it almost invisible to its prey, whether they are above or below it. But the great white shark's most important weapon is its huge jaws, which can open incredibly wide to swallow big chunks of prey in an instant. Inside this mouth there are over 300 triangle-shaped teeth, sharp and jagged like knives, arranged in rows. Whenever a tooth is lost or broken during an attack, a new tooth moves forward from the back row, so the mouth always has perfect cutting tools. This ability to regrow teeth gives the great white shark a huge advantage in evolution, allowing it to keep hunting effectively without being slowed down by mouth injuries or lost teeth. And when it clamps its jaws on its prey, its powerful bite causes terrible wounds, leading to quick blood loss, making escape almost impossible for any victim. But the great white shark's cleverness isn't just about physical strength. It's also clear in its amazing sensory system. It has super senses that let it pick up the tiniest signals in its ocean home. Its snout is covered in a network of tiny pores called ampullae of Lorenzini. These are electrical sensors filled with a conductive jelly, working like biological antennas that pick up the weakest electrical fields given off by living things, even heartbeats or muscle twitches. Thanks to this sixth sense, the great white shark can find prey even if it's buried in the sand or hidden in complete darkness, making it an unmatched hunter in any ocean environment. The great white shark often hunts alone, relying on ambushes and surprises. In some areas, like Seal Island in South Africa, its hunting genius is clear when it watches groups of fur seals from the deep, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. When a seal swims above it, it appears as a shadow against the bright surface. The shark then shoots upward at incredible speed, using the element of surprise and huge momentum. Often the attack is so violent that the shark leaps completely out of the water in an amazing sight known as breaching. The prey finds itself facing a merciless force, often without realizing what happened until it's too late. The great white shark isn't just a predator. It's a key part of the ocean's ecosystem balance. It controls the numbers of seals and large fish and prevents the spread of diseases by preying on weak or sick animals, which keeps the entire ocean healthy. The existence of this perfect predator ensures the delicate balance of ocean food chains and shows the wonder of evolution at its best. The great white shark, the ocean's perfect hunter, and one of the greatest secrets of the deep sea. Deep in the oceans, along riverbanks, and on faraway islands, nature's giants rule the food chains. These big predators like the great white shark, orca, green anaconda, Komodo dragon and saltwater crocodile are not just scary monsters. They are super important parts of keeping nature balanced. The great white shark, even though it's a powerful lone hunter, faces tough challenges from clever rivals like the orca. Orcas, with their smart teamwork and ability to hunt together, show that being the best in nature isn't just about strength, it's about working together and having a plan. When orcas team up to flip a shark upside down, they show a real-life example of how different powers mix in nature, where no creature is safe from a challenge. This interaction between big predators creates a complex web of relationships, It makes sure no single species takes over everything, and it stops nature from falling apart. Every main predator keeps the numbers of its prey in check, stopping them from eating too much. This allows life to grow back at every level of the food chain. In the oceans, the great white shark controls the numbers of seals, sea lions, and big fish. This keeps coral reefs healthy and makes sure there are many different kinds of sea creatures. If they were gone, the number of prey would explode, which could cause the whole ecosystem to crash. Orcas, on the other hand, control the numbers of sharks and sea mammals, stopping any one type from becoming too powerful. In rivers and rainforests, the green anaconda is the top predator. It controls the numbers of mammals, reptiles and birds, stopping plants from being used up too much. The saltwater crocodile, with its huge strength, controls the numbers of fish and water mammals and stops things from getting out of balance in river mouths and swamps. On the islands of Indonesia, the Komodo dragon rules the ecosystem. It controls the numbers of deer and wild pigs, stopping too much grazing that could harm plants and threaten other species. Each of these giants is the result of millions of years of change. Nature has shaped their bodies and hunting methods to fit their homes perfectly. Their huge size, strength and special hunting ways are not just for random power. They are necessary for keeping nature balanced. The presence of these big predators creates a ripple effect that goes through the whole ecosystem. They encourage different kinds of life, stop one species from taking over, allow new species to appear, and support the health of natural places from coral reefs to rainforests. Without these giants, food chains start to break down. The number of prey grows too much, resources are used up, weaker species disappear, and natural places lose their balance and energy. From the anaconda wrapping around its prey deep in the Amazon, to the crocodile's deadly death roll in rivers, from the Komodo dragon's sudden attack on a faraway island, to the great white shark sensing prey in the open ocean, every behavior and every hunting method is part of a precise system that keeps life going. The continued existence of these big predators is the true guarantee for healthy ecosystems on Earth. They are not just symbols of power and majesty. They are also the guardians of balance, the engineers of variety, and the foundation for wildlife to continue in its most amazing forms. In a world where environments are changing fast and natural homes are shrinking, these environmental giants remain the last safety valve. They protect the complexity and variety of life and make sure the wheel of change keeps turning forever. As the sun slips below the tangled canopy and the jungle plunges into shadow, a new order of darkness emerges. Here, in the quiet of the night, the world belongs not to the giants of the day, but to cunning, cold-blooded predators, the reptilian masters who thrive when others sleep. Under the cover of darkness, the black caiman glides silently through the inky waters. Its eyes, built to catch even the faintest glimmer of starlight, pierce the gloom with an unblinking focus. Along the banks, the spectacled caiman waits patiently, alert to the subtle vibrations of frogs and rodents moving through the reeds. With explosive speed, it lunges, jaws snapping shut in a silent ambush. Up above, perched among the branches, the Amazon tree boa coils its muscular body, every scale in tune with the shifting air. Heat-sensing pits along its lips detect the warmth of a passing bird or bat. With a sudden strike, it holds its prey in a grip as silent as the night itself, relying on stealth and patience rather than brute force. Elsewhere, the jungle floor belongs to the cryptic eyelash viper. Perfectly hidden among fallen leaves and moss, it lies in wait, its vertical pupils widening to absorb every hint of moonlight. When a small mammal scurries by, the viper delivers a lightning-fast strike, injecting potent venom, ending the hunt in an instant. These nocturnal hunters are equipped with extraordinary adaptations. Enhanced night vision, heat-sensitive organs, and a keen sense of movement allow them to dominate the dark hours. Their colours and patterns blend into the darkness, making them almost invisible to both prey and rivals. In the absence of sunlight, the jungle becomes a stage for silent chases where patience and precision are rewarded. Each predator plays a vital role in maintaining balance, controlling populations of nocturnal mammals, amphibians, and even insects, preventing any one species from overpowering the jungle. The night stalkers of the jungle are more than just hunters, they are essential engineers of the ecosystem. Through their silent patrols and calculated strikes, they ensure the jungle's continued pulse, unseen but indispensable. In the deep hours before dawn, when darkness reigns, the fate of the jungle lies in the jaws and coils of these creeping phantoms, the guardians of the shadowed wild. Deep in the tangled heart of the wild, a silent play unfolds just beneath the surface, a world where the most powerful weapon is to disappear. Here, among twisted roots and dappled sunlight, live creatures that have mastered the art of blending in, reptiles whose very existence depends on their ability to vanish. Meet the leaf-tailed gecko, a creature shaped by nature to disappear on ancient tree bark. Its flat body, fringed skin, and jagged patterns perfectly copy the moss and lichen around it. When danger comes, it flattens itself against the trunk, hiding every shadow, becoming just a lost pattern in the forest's fabric. For the gecko, staying still means staying alive. Predators pass by, completely unaware of the ghost on the bark. Beneath the forest floor, the gaboon viper lies in wait. Its wide, triangle-shaped head and complex pattern of browns, yellows, and purples perfectly match the fallen leaves and dirt. With eyes barely seen and a body that doesn't move, it becomes a living trap. Unsuspecting prey, rodents, birds, venture dangerously close, only realizing the danger when it's too late. With a single, quick strike, the viper reminds the forest of the power of perfect disguise. In the muddy rivers, the mata-mata turtle rules. Its lumpy shell and wrinkled skin look just like driftwood and floating trash. Lying perfectly still, it becomes part of the river's debris, patiently waiting for fish to swim within reach. With lightning speed, it creates a vacuum with its wide mouth, sucking in the prey whole. Camouflage turns into a deadly ambush. These masters of disguise are not just hunters, they are also hunted. The chameleon, perched on a thin branch, changes its colours and patterns to match the changing light, temperature, and even its own mood. This living painting confuses both prey and predator, making sure the chameleon can hunt insects or avoid the sharp eyes of a bird. Survival in the wild is a game of shadows and tricks. Camouflage lets reptiles save energy, avoid fights, and only strike when the odds are in their favour. It's a dance of patience and precision, where the line between life and death is measured in shades of green and brown. By mastering camouflage, these reptiles shape the lives of countless creatures around them. They are the builders of the unseen, the guardians of the delicate balance between hunter and hunted. In the endless fight for survival, it's not always the strongest or fastest that wins, but those who can disappear without a trace. In the lowlands covered by fog, where sunlight barely breaks through the thick forests and the ground shakes underfoot, live the ancient giants of the swamps. These huge reptiles are living echoes of a prehistoric world, survivors from an age when beasts ruled the wetlands. The saltwater crocodile rises above its surroundings and glides silently through the murky water, its armoured body perfectly made for ambushes. With jaws shaped by millions of years of change, it shows a family line that goes back to the time of dinosaurs. Every move is a sign of patience and strength, a plan perfected long before mammals stepped into these swamps. Nearby, The alligator snapping turtle hides under thick layers of floating plants. Its spiky shell and strong beak remind us of an old basic time, while its worm-like tongue lures unsuspecting fish into a deadly trap. It's a living fossil, a creature whose ancestors saw pterosaurs fly over the ancient swamps. The swamps themselves were shaped by these giants. As top predators, they control the numbers of fish, birds, and even other reptiles, which stops any one type from taking over the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Their nest mounds create islands above floodwaters, giving shelter to countless smaller creatures. Fallen tree trunks, uprooted by their huge bodies, make new channels that refresh the life-giving water flow. Long before humans came, these giants shaped the wetlands with every step and every hunt. Their presence is a reminder of nature's toughness, how life adapts and lasts, and sometimes takes over through changing times. In the quiet, wet twilight, the ancient swamp giants keep their endless watch, guardians of a timeless and ever-changing world. In the dark corners of the wild, where sunlight flickers and silence rules, live the masters of patience, the silent ambushers. Unlike the giants that move through swamps or rivers, these predatory reptiles rely on hiding and stillness to blend in perfectly with their surroundings while waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Gap 2S. Among them is the gaboon viper, lying still under a cover of fallen leaves. Its wide camouflage body is almost impossible to tell apart from the forest floor, while its detailed patterns look just like fallen leaves and twigs. For hours and even days it stays completely still, its only movement a gentle flick of its tongue to taste the air for the scent of a passing meal. When a rodent or bird comes close, the viper unleashes one of the fastest strikes in the animal kingdom, injecting powerful venom with great accuracy before going back to its silent wait. Gap 2S. In murky freshwater streams, the alligator snapping turtle becomes a living trap. Buried in the mud, its algae-covered shell blends in with the rocks and debris. With its jaws wide open, it wiggles a worm-like lure on its tongue, drawing curious fish closer. In a flash, its mouth snaps shut with bone-crushing force, catching an unsuspecting victim. Gap 2S. Elsewhere, the Nile crocodile lurks at the water's edge, with only its nostrils and eyes showing above the surface. Motionless, it waits for antelope or birds to come to drink. With explosive power, it lunges from the water, jaws wide open, dragging its prey below the surface in a swirl of chaos, all before the forest returns to its uneasy quiet. Gap 2S. These silent hunters are built by evolution for camouflage. Their dull colours, patterned skin, and patient minds are their greatest weapons. They shape their ecosystems not with brute force, but with the quiet art of the ambush, reminding us that the most dangerous threats in nature are often the ones you never see coming. In the wild places where giants rule, the fight for land is a silent war. It's not fought with words, but with old-school shows of power and will. For these huge reptiles, land and water are not just homes. They are key to staying alive, and the stage where life and death play out. Under the thick canopy of the rainforest, two male anacondas cross paths along the muddy banks of a slow-moving river. Their huge bodies twist and turn in a ritual fight, silent except for the rustle of scales on the wet ground. Each one tries to overpower the other, using their massive muscles to show who's boss. The winner will get the best hunting spots and the right to mate with nearby females, while the loser slinks away, giving up to a less desirable area. In the sun-drenched swamps, crocodile kings clash at the water's edge, their jaws open wide, showing rows of dagger-like teeth as they roar and strike, sending muddy water into the sky in explosive bursts. These loud fights are not about destroying as much as they are about showing off, an old language of size, strength, and never giving up. The biggest and strongest male gets the best sunning spots and nesting beaches, shaping how many offspring he'll have for seasons to come. Even under the water, armoured turtles face off in slow-motion duels. Their heavy shells crash together with loud thuds as they fight for submerged logs and sunny rocks. These battlegrounds are not just places to rest, but vital resources for food, breeding and survival. Such battles have effects that spread throughout the ecosystem. When a new ruler appears, the delicate balance between hunter and hunted changes. The winner might push rivals into new areas, causing a chain of changes across the landscape. Prey animals change their paths, plants on riverbanks grow or wither in response, and the rhythms of the wild adapt to the ever-changing rule of its giant reptiles. In these old contests, there are no trophies, just the endless struggle to survive, to thrive, and to rule, even if just for a fleeting moment as the king of the kingdom.